everyone. This is Joe Tortonesi coming to you. I hope everybody's feeling good out there. I'm feeling good today. We're going to be talking about Lesson 5 in my Drums 2 book. This is Joe's Drum Shop. And last we were talking about the blues. Today we're going to be talking about country and all the different types of country shuffles and different types of patterns that country music has to offer, including the old days plus even the new stuff that they're doing now. So the first one that we're going to talk about is on page 19, and it's called the Country Shuffle. Now, it's very similar to a regular shuffle, but again, they kind of add this little hi-hat shuffle pattern on there, going 1 and a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. Of course, it can be played different speeds. But right now we're going to play it kind of medium, and we'll kind of start off. The bass drum will be on 1 and 3, snare drum on 2 and 4, just to kind of get the feel and get it started. So here's what it sounds like. This is called the Country Shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, All right, as you can see, fairly easy to do. You just got to keep that hi-hat going. Again, we're leaving out the ands of the triplets. So when you count triplets, you know, normally triplets go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and normally, but we're going to be playing the ands in between are going to be taken out. So we'll be playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so you notice how all the ands are taken out. All right, let's play this one more time. I'll play it just a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, the next one is going to be called the Country Swing Shuffle. So this is kind of going back to like the jazz days when they were doing the pattern 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Normally back in the jazz days they would have the hi-hat on 2 and 4 with the foot. I'll play that back and show you what that sounds like. All right, but this time we're going to be still playing the bass drum on 1 and 3 and the snare drum on 2 and 4, but with the swing shuffle. So remember how we did it before? We did the hi-hat like this, 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. This is 1, 2, a 3, 4, a 1, 2, a 3, 4, a 1. So you can see it's totally different. All right, let's try this out. We're going to do this on the hi-hat this time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, maybe you play that a little bit faster. Let's give that a try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that is 2 different types of shuffles in the country mode. The last one on page 19, it's called the snare shuffle. And basically it doesn't use the hi-hat, doesn't use the ride cymbal at all. It sticks with just the snare drum. So the pattern will be the same like we do on the hi-hat, which is 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. But we're going to be doing it here, and we're going to break it up between the 2 sticks. So instead it's going to be right, left, 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 right. If we count it, 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. All right, let's put the bass drum in. The bass drum will be on 1 and 3. Obviously, the snare drum is the only thing that's playing besides the bass, so that's going to be playing that shuffle pattern. Let's give it a try. I'll play it slow, and then we'll speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. All right, let's try that again. This time a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's take a look at the next page. That was 19. Let's go on to page 20. We're going to be talking about country pop. Now, that's more like what we're talking about today in the style that, country music has come around a long way, and since the early 30s and 40s, and it's gotten different as the years have gone by. Of course, there was never drums back in the early country days, but nowadays they have drums on pretty much everything that's country. And this one is kind of the mainstream kind of country, like the newer stuff that we hear today. And believe it or not, it's just a rock beat. That's all it is. It's just a simple rock beat. So they have two examples of the country pop. They have letter A and letter B. I'm going to play letter A. You're going to know this because this is the very first rock beat we played in the other books. So it's exactly the same thing. But let's try it out. So it's 8 notes on the hi-hat. There's no shuffles. It's a straight beat. The bass drum and the snare drum is going to be 1 and 3 on the bass, 2 and 4 on the snare. So let's give that a try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. All right. Letter B is going to be very similar, except that we're going to put a couple little bass drums in the middle, and then it'll give it a little different sound. But again, still the hi-hats are playing 8 notes, snare drum on 2 and 4. Let's give this a try. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 3. 1 and 3. 1 and 3. 1 and 3. All right, as you can see, two different styles of pop. All right, we're getting back to kind of some of the earlier style country, and that's going to be called the country 2-beat. And this one is basically just quarter notes on the hi-hat, quarter notes on the snare, quarters on the bass. The bass will be on 1 and 3, the snare drum's on 2 and 4 as usual, but we just got quarter notes on the hi-hat, nothing fancy at all. So here's what it sounds like, the country 2-beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. All right, now we're going to speed it up a little bit and get that country beat going. And that is the next example. They're going to be using 8th notes. Now I'll play it slowly, and then we'll play it a little bit faster. Even some of the country 2-beat stuff can be pretty quick. So let's take a look at it. This is something that you would have kind of like almost at a square dance kind of a thing. All right, so take a listen to this. I'll do it slow first. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now the next one is called Waltz Across Texas. So some ballads back in the day, they used to have these old country ballads, and a lot of times they were in 3/4 time. The 3/4 time actually, refers to how many beats are in the measure. We've talked about time signatures in the past. If you haven't seen that, well, again, it's like if we count to 4, normally in every measure, we're counting to 3 in this one. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the next measure, we would count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you get that kind of a waltz feel. All right, and the other thing that's pretty interesting on this one is they use that stick across the snare drum. So we get that wood sound because it's a slow ballad, it's a soft song. So we don't want the snare to be really loud, we want the snare to be softer. So we use that kind of wood sound for it. So I'm going to give you a count with this one. This is playing straight 8th notes on the hi-hat. The bass drum's on a couple little different things. It's on the 1, and it's on the and of 3. So 1 and the and of 3. And then the snare drum is on actually 3, okay? So you're going to count it like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now I'll add the other snare drum and bass drum. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2, 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and crash. I'll play it a little bit faster. I won't count so you can kind of hear the feel of the waltz. So it's going to count 1, 2. All right, so that's what it sounds like a little bit faster in case the waltz was a little bit faster kind of country song. All right, the next one's called the train feel. Sometimes they call it the locomotive. They've got a lot of names, but it has to deal with sounding like a train. And what they used to do is they used to get the snare drum playing straight 16th notes. So we're basically doing right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left all the way through, but we're playing 16th notes with some accents. So the accents I'll put in just a minute, but let's hear what it sounds like without accents. If I was to play just this pattern with just the snare drum, without the bass, without the hi-hat, here's what it sounds like. As you can see, it's very basic, very boring kind of a pattern, but what makes it fancy is the accents. The accents are really important on this. The accents will fall on the and. So if I'm counting those as 16th notes, which is normally 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, it'll sound like this. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, okay? Notice how the accent's on the and. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, okay? Now the bass drum is playing all 4, and the hi-hat's playing on the ands. So you're, instead of playing just, bass drum on 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to have the hi-hat play in between. So it's like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? And while that's going, I'm going to have the snare drum playing that 16th note pattern with the accents, okay? So I'll play it slow first so you can kind of hear it, and then I'll speed it up and kind of see what it sounds like in a regular, country song. Here we go. Okay, a little bit faster. All right, I added the crash in there just to kind of give you a feel of what it's like. All right, that was page 20. We're on to page 21. Boy, we're moving along really pretty fast today. Let's talk about the next step. They have a pattern in here playing just straight 8th notes. So it's kind of like the 16th note Tennessee Rail thing that we just got done doing, but this is a little bit slower. So they give you an example of that. No cymbals in this, it's just snare drum and bass. Bass drum's on 1 and 3, and then the snare drum plays 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but the accents are on 2 and 4. So it kind of gives this feel like this. All right, so let's take that idea of this country beat and we're going to add it to a song called Country Boy. And that is something that I need to pull up on the music. So we're going to play along with this so you can hear what Country Boy sounds like. Here we go. voila. As you can see, pretty cool. Obviously, that beat fits with that type of song. I mean, I could have, absolutely played it, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, but it just doesn't sound the same as. So you can see it's very effective. It's a different type of beat altogether. All right, we're also going to do another one, and this is more kind of towards the newer style country. Let's take a listen to this one, and I'll play along with this one. This is called Tennessee Rock. All right, so that is the end of page 21. That was called Tennessee Rock. All right, now we're getting into lesson 6. We're going to be totally changing it. It's no longer country, it's rock. We're going to feel the power of rock. This is kind of what they call hard rock. They have, from A through J, they're going to have different examples of hard rock. Some of these are pretty tricky, so you got to be really careful of the way you play these. And I've had a lot of students in the past that learned these. They were very hard to start off with because they have to feel the 16th notes, they have to feel all the bass drum and the snare drum between, and it can be very tedious. So you got to do it slow. You got to practice them slow, which is what I'll be doing today. I'll be playing them slow for you. All right, the first thing we're going to play is letter A. This is on Rock Hard. This actually is very similar to the song from Led Zeppelin, called The Immigrant Song. Now the Immigrant Song, I'll play it for you, but I'm going to play this pattern first, and I'll show you what the difference is between the way they're playing it here and the actual pattern that they're playing on the Led Zeppelin tune, Immigrant Song. Okay, so here's letter A. I'm going to play it slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and a 2 E, a 3 and a 4 E, a 1 and a 2 E, a 3 and a 4 E, a 1 E, a 3 and a 4 E, E, a 3 and a 4 E, a 1. Okay, as you can see, very tight kind of hi-hat, just chugging along, keeping the beat. You can see a very busy snare drum and bass drum going on there. So that is important to keep that hi-hat locked in so that the bass and snare can play their thing and keep in time. Let's go on to the actual Immigrant Song pattern. The only difference between the Immigrant Song from this letter A to the Immigrant Song is its eighth notes on the hi-hat. So instead of playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's what John Bonham is playing there. John Bonham is one of the most revered and famous rock drummers of all time. He's come up with many, many powerful rock beats. This is definitely one of them. And again, because of that hi-hat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it really locks that pattern together even more tight than the way the book shows with the quarter notes. Because the more space that you add, the harder it is to keep that kind of pattern going. The closer that you can get things together, like the hi-hat playing along with the snare and the bass during this pattern, it makes it a lot easier to play. Now, we got to remember that this pattern plays, when John Bonham plays it in the Immigrant Song, it plays for about 2 or 3 minutes. So you have to keep this pattern going at all times at a certain speed. And I'm telling you, it gives your right foot, a workout. So this is something that you should practice over and over until you get the pattern down, and then try to play it as many times as you can without getting tired. And that is hard to do, to not get tired. So here's what it sounds like. This is the Immigrant Song pattern. All right, as you can see, very fast pattern. And it keeps up, like I said, 2 or 3 minutes. Pretty soon as you're playing it, your leg, you know, not right now for me, but because I've been playing for so many years. But when I first started to learn it, and I started to get the feel of the pattern, boy, my right leg was tired. So, all right, we're going to go on to some other ones. Now, I don't have an example of all these other ones because these are just kind of an example of different, you know, famous rock patterns, but they don't really go with anything that I'm aware of. So, but I do remember the letter A was always the Immigrant Song. It was very close to that. Okay, so letter B, I'm going to play this slow. This is how this one goes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me do it again. I'll play it a little bit faster. Pretty cool beat. I like that one a lot. All right, letter C. I'm going to play that one, and this is going to be quarter notes on the hi-hat. And the bass and snare are going to play its pattern. And, of course, you're going to see the patterns on the screen as I play each one of these. So let's try out letter C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, letter C. Very cool, very spacious, not a lot going on, but it still grooves. Okay, letter D. Let's try this one. This is back to eighth notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that was letter D. Moving on to letter E. This is going to be a little bit more busy, but the hi-hat's going to be very straight and forward. All hi-hat quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. All right, so let's take this one. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay. Letter F we're on right now. Second column, top part. And this one is going to be eighth notes again. Seems like what they're doing is they're doing quarter notes, a measure of quarter notes, a measure of eighth notes, measure of quarter notes, measure of eighth notes. So we're on the eighth notes. Again, a little bit more spacious, but it's still kind of busy with the snare drum and bass. Let's try this one out. Letter F. Here we go. All right, on to G, letter G. Back to quarter notes again, and now we're going to be playing bass drum and snare drum. Snare drum's on 2 and 4. Bass is going to be playing on everything else. Let's see how this one sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's go on to letter H. As you can see, these are pretty busy. They're not just like, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You really have to watch the counts, watch the 16ths, how you count them. Letter H is going to be a busier one. The hi-hat's playing eighth notes, but listen to how the bass and snare coincide together. Check this out. All right, that was letter H. Letter I, back to quarter notes, and again, a little bit not as busy, but still got some really cool, intricate bass drum and snare parts. So let's check this out. right, that was letter I. The last one on this is letter J. Back to eighth notes again. The bass drum is going to be doing something pretty fancy, which is kind of like on the and does. And again, the snare drum's on 2 and 4, but it's also on the and of 4 as well. Take a listen to this one. 1, 2, ready, go. All right, we're on to, we just got done with the rock, the power of rock, the hard rock stuff. Now we're getting into the heavy metal. Heavy metal. All right, so in some of the heavy metal, nowadays heavy metal is just like, whew, there's some really fast feet. There's guys that are practicing double bass. And next week we're going to be talking about, not next week, but the next TV show, we are definitely going to be talking about double bass. Now, I have a single bass right now set up. I have a hi-hat and a bass drum pedal. But I have also at home, I have a double bass pedal, and I'm going to bring that the next time I do a show. And we're going to put that on here, and we're going to start teaching you about double bass, because it's important to know. I'm not the fastest bass player, double bass player in the world. I don't even claim to be a double bass player. I'm more of a single bass player, but I can play double bass. And I can play Motley Crue, and I can do all of that. Anything with the Van Halen, that kind of stuff, I'm easy going when it comes to the double pedal. However, the new stuff, I don't listen to it that much, so I'm not into it as much. And of course, I don't practice at those speeds. If I was really into it, I probably would. But I'm just happy with what I like to listen to, and a lot of it is like the heavy metal, the hard rock, the classic rock. That's what I grew up listening to. So, believe it or not, the very first kind of easy heavy metal pattern is just bass on 1 and 3, snare drum on 2 and 4. I hate to keep saying that over and over, but hi-hat plays all quarter notes, but here's what it sounds like. Believe it or not, even though this is super simple, this is a heavy metal beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, you can see I started to play a little bit louder. I opened up my hi-hats. Now, it doesn't say that in here. It doesn't say to open your hi-hat, but I did that as by choice to kind of give it a little bit more energy, as you can see. Because something that's slow and that simple needs some power behind it, and those rattling hi-hats really helps. All right, let's get into the Metal Mania. So we've got 6 exercises here, and the first one is called letter A. It's just quarter notes on the hi-hat. Very simple patterns coming up here, so let's take a listen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple enough. Letter B, here's this one. Quarter notes again on the hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, as you can see, pretty self-explanatory. Letter C, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, number 4, letter D. And quarter notes on the hi-hat on this. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, letter E. Quarter notes again on the hi-hat. 2, ready, go. And the last one, letter F, and that is this. 1, 2, ready, go. All right, that's page 23, the rest of the Metal Mania stuff. And to end it today, we're going to start off with this little Hit 'em Hard song. We'll leave it with that. I'm going to play this for you, and I'll get this one going right now. This is called Hit 'em Hard. It's got some powerful fills. Let's check this one out. Here we go. All right, that's all we have time for today. We'll catch you on the next show. We'll see you on next time on Joe's Drum Shop. Until then, you guys take care, keep rocking, keep metaling out, and keep countrying out as well. I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a great one.